Hi, this is Christy Whitman with the Quantum Success Show, where you can get your information and inspiration to create your desires. And as you can see, I have a friend with me today. This is Jessica Ortner. You might remember Jessica Ortner from the fact that I had her brother on the show a couple months ago, Nick Ortner. So Jessica is actually a Hay House author, and she is an author of a brand new book, which I'm so excited for any of you that are looking to lose weight and gain better confidence. And that's literally what the book is. It's Tapping Solution for Weight Loss and Body Confidence. And she's also the producer of the Tapping Solution, which I know many of you have taken advantage of the Tapping World Summit. So Jessica, thanks for being here.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Absolutely. So, I know I've asked Nick this before, and I had Margaret Lynch on the show, but I'd love to hear it from your words. What do you consider tapping?
I consider tapping the best stress relief technique that I've ever come across. Tapping is this technique where you tap on acupressure points while you focus on that stress or that anxiety that's holding you back. Because, as you know, when we have anxiety, it's not just something in our brain. We feel it in our whole body. We feel it in our stomach, in our chest, and sometimes we try to talk our way out of it, but that feeling in our chest or stomach or shoulders is so strong that it's really hard for us to feel like we have control. We feel like our life is being run by this anxiety and this stress. And tapping really helps us take our power back. So, what you're doing with tapping is you're actually focusing on the thought that's creating the panic in your body. And as you focus on that thought, you begin to stimulate these acupressure points that are on your face and body. And that sends a calming signal to the brain, letting your brain know that even though you have that thought, it's safe to relax. And when we can relax, that's when we can decide, is this really what I think? Do I want to try something else? And especially all the great information that you teach in this show, it's like when the anxiety is low, we can really take in incredible information and just change our lives at just a completely different level.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I thank you for that. That's a great, great holistic answer as far as what it is, and I love that you kind of put it in your own words, and so it's very relatable. So thank you for that. The other thing I wanted to say too is I'm excited for what you're doing with tapping and weight loss, because for me, I was introduced to tapping years ago. It was probably 15 years ago now. And one of the first things that I did was use it for weight loss, because I could see where, I was working with law of attraction. I was really creating my ideal body. I had created and maintained my ideal body for a long time. But then there was always these feelings like you're talking about, anxiety, fear that would come up. And then I would go and binge on chocolate or something like that. And I was introduced to EFT tapping and started doing that for weight loss and for really calming my cravings around sugar and things like that, and for overeating. And, so it's something that I definitely recommend. And I even have a weight loss program. It's not a weight loss program, it's Creating Your Ideal Body, in which I teach the shortcut to tapping, because it was so effective for me. And I always teach what did I do basically to create what I have created. And one of those pieces for me in that area was, tapping. So I really appreciate that you're bringing this to so many more people on a global scale, that they can, actually use this, which is an amazing technique for PTSD. I mean, so many different other, ailments and phobias and things like that. And that you're bringing it to weight loss. So share your story, because I know that you weren't always this little tiny thing that you are now.
Yeah. I started using tapping for everything. I had made a documentary film about it. I started to do the Tapping World Summit, but I wasn't using tapping on the one aspect of my life that I had the most pain around, and that was my weight and, more importantly, my body confidence. And the reason I wouldn't tap was because, there are literally billions of dollars going into this weight loss industry that teaches us that, it's just about diet and just about exercise and just about willpower. And so even though I had this tool in front of me, I just was so obsessed with trying another diet. And so, I'd try a diet, it would work for a little while, then I'd gain the weight back, and then I'd start the cycle again of another diet. And I was really just caught up in this cycle and really heartbroken about it.
Yeah, bad.
And one day, it was a seminar, and I went to register, and I gave the woman my name. I said, "Oh, hi, I'm here to register. I'm Jessica Ortner." And she goes, "Oh, are you Jessica Ortner from the Tapping Solution?" And I said, "Oh, yes." It was one of the first times that I'd been recognized, and she told me how much she loved the Tapping World Summit. And then she looked me up and down and said, "You're a lot bigger than I thought." Now, that wasn't the first time that I had someone comment on my weight. I had a mentor when I was just 20 years old say that I was fat and nobody was going to listen to what I had to say until I lost weight.
Ouch.
So for me, weight loss it was about the weight loss, but it was about my value, because weight loss to me was everything. I was like, once I lose weight, then I'll be successful, and then, I can date, and I just felt like I could only be confident, only be happy when I lost that weight. And there was something about that moment. It was very painful when she said that, very inappropriate, but also divine, because it was something about her complimenting me on my work and then making that comment, that it was almost like my life, the universe, was saying, you have a lot of pain around this area, and it's time for you to take a step back and do something different. And so with every Tapping World Summit I did, I had the chance to interview all these experts. And so I started to take that information and apply it to my own journey to weight loss and body confidence. And, the results were really incredible. Yeah, I did lose 10 pounds in the first month, and then since then was able to just get in better shape. But I gotta tell you, Christy, before, even when I was like on a thin side because of like a chronic diet, there was never any peace. And I always felt like at any moment, something's gonna happen, I'm gonna gain it all back. And it never felt good enough. It was still like, well, okay, sure, I'm like thin, I lost some weight, but I still had this, or I still had this. And I realized that, we live in this world, and this book's actually for women. And because I think men and women suffer with weight loss and body confidence, I think women have a very unique experience.
Yes.
Men have a lot of pressure when it comes to making money and career and how they're valued. And I think in our culture, women are valued by their looks. And so when you don't feel like you look good enough, you think that means you have nothing to say and that you can't really shine in this world. And so I had to look at those beliefs and all that pain and that stress and begin to use the tapping to calm the anxiety that was causing me to overeat, the anxiety that was causing me to always panic and criticize myself, which, by the way, Christy, produces an overproduction of cortisol, the stress hormone that makes it very difficult to lose weight and is directly linked to belly fat. So this panic that we think we need to have in order to lose weight is the very thing that's keeping us stuck in place. And so, I went on a journey, and I never thought I would share it, because it was such an emotional piece for me. But I was really encouraged by a lot of people to share it, and I started doing this a 7-week weight loss and body confidence program, and the results were amazing. And I took the work I've done with women and all my work, and I just put it in this, book. It's a big baby, and because it's not about the weight, it's about our ability to step up in our power and shine. And I always thought that confidence would come from weight loss.
Yeah.
I have it backwards. It's the confidence we need in order to lose the weight, to feel good, and to live our best life.
Jessica, isn't that amazing? Because we're so taught that if I have that, then I'll be happy, free, successful, that kind of thing. And we all buy in this lie, because that's like how we were trained, it's how we were programmed. So it's like, that's what the big people said that we do. And, work hard and then you get the success. Then you'll finally be happy. Then you'll finally feel confidence, that sort of thing. And it's so backwards, because it's the overeating. It's the eating too much chocolate. It's eating, way too much that we know is not good for us. And that's the behavior, and it first comes from the feeling. The feeling always, leads to the behavior, leads to the action. And so it's true what you're saying. It's like if you can lower the amount of anxiety, bring in that sense of peace, like what I talk about, bringing in that sense of abundance, that fulfillment, then you're coming from a full place. And then it's like you don't have to grasp at things outside of you. And the behaviors that you do are now more in aligned with who you are and how you're working, how you're becoming in the world, or how you're feeling in the world. So I love that you're addressing confidence, and then that leads to the weight loss.
Yes. And what I love about tapping is it's a tool that we always have, because we need to have these tools.
Yes.
When it comes to our health, there's no, land of this special land where everyone takes their after pictures, where everything is perfect and our mortgage is paid off and nothing ever bad happens. You know, for me, my body is my messenger. So if I gain weight or if I have some kind of pain, my body is saying, you need more love, you need more compassion, you need to pay attention to me more. And so as we go through life, we need to have these tools that help us ground ourselves so that we can feel like we have the power to live our best lives and to really be more compassionate with the process, because, you know, your body, you're stuck with it till the day you die. And so it's not one day that you fix it and suddenly it's like, you know, it's broken and then you fix it. It's this constant process, and we have to learn to love the process, or else we're never going to get the results that we want or even be happy. I mean, what's the point of being skinny if we're miserable? You know?
I remember that in college. I went on a Jenny Craig diet and I lost a ton of weight because like you, I had yo-yoed my whole life. I was bulimic. I was like addicted to diet pills, you know, and done all the diets, that kind of thing. And I remember feeling like I looked the best I had ever looked. And I was in college. I was just dinky tiny. And I was the most miserable. I'm like, I'm supposed to be happy. You know, it's like, I remember I lost all this weight. My boyfriend broke up with me. I'm like, this isn't supposed to happen. You're supposed to want me more. You know, it was like, it was the exact opposite. So I love what you're saying, because it's like, it's not just a diploma we put on the wall forever to not be changed. It's a living, growing, you know, we are a living, growing organism that grows and expands, and, you know, so our feelings, our emotions, all that kind of stuff. Our bodies are our first manifestation in this physical universe. So I find that when we use, like you're saying, this is a tool, whenever we use any of these tools, it's like our bodies respond so quick because it's the closest to us. And we have, like, our bodies are so connected to the emotions that we have that it's like, it's the manifestation is it's like instant because it's who we are.
Yeah, it's so true. And it's a gift. You know, I used to think it was a curse, but it really is a gift, because anytime we're veering from our truth or our best life, our body's going to get our attention and say, hey, you need to do something different here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So if someone wants to tap to lose weight, where do they start?
The first thing to start, where I talk about in the book, is the pattern of panic, which I mentioned before, which is what I would do. I was addicted to panicking about my weight because I felt like the only way I could get results is if I was freaking out. Because in the past, that freaking out would lead me to some kind of diet where I would lose 3 pounds for a short period of time. So we have this skewed, or this really unhealthy relationship with panic, thinking that it's our friend and that we need it. And that very panic is creating the hormones in our body that make it difficult to lose weight. And it's creating the tension that oftentimes leads to stress eating, if not that day, a few days later, as we need an escape. And so the best thing to do with the tapping is to really start with where you are and to let go of that panic. And so in the book, I have tapping scripts for all different things, whether it's getting rid of the panic, shame and embarrassment, our relationship with exercise, the relationship with food, the relationship with perfectionism. Hello, women. We really need to have this conversation.
Yes.
Because if we don't, we're always going to feel like we're losing, because there's no way to win this battle.
It's never enough. Never enough.
Not participate.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, you know, I go through all those different things and include tapping scripts.
Awesome. That is so helpful. I love that you've done that, because, you know, it's like, it's one thing to talk about it and everything, but to take someone through as if they're being coached, like, you know, a book is such a great coach. And if it's done well, you know, it's like you can do it without having to be coached or join a program. But it's like the book is all you basically need to, you know, start. And then it's like if you want to go deeper or have someone coach you, then there's more of that's available. But I love books for that reason, because it's like anybody, you know, can afford a $14 book. And, you know, not everybody, but majority of people. And so they can get the help that they need. You know, if they're unhappy, if they're lacking self-confidence in any way, and then it's leading to things that they don't want in their life, whether it's bad body image or more weight or, you know, even disease and those type of things. So.
Yeah, you know, I wrote in the book that, you know, for me, I still come back to this book when I need, you know, something like it. There's no perfection, whether it's our body, whether it's our life or our emotions, but it's about, like, you know, like we're talking about being able to feel as empowered as we can. And so, you know, what I suggest in the book is to read the whole book and then go back to it and spend some time with it. Like you said, like, there's something very sacred and intimate when you can have time with a book. and move at your own pace and kind of go back to it. And I think that's why we both love what we do.
Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely. Well, Jessica, it's been amazing having you on. Thank you so much. I'm going to leave a link below the video, so anybody that is interested in purchasing the book, which I definitely recommend if you're wanting to have more confidence, if you're wanting to lose weight, phenomenal book. So I'll have the link below, and thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
So family, let me know what you're taking away from this today. I know we gave a lot of great information. Jessica gave a lot of really fantastic information. So let us know, what are you taking away? Leave your comment below and let's continue the conversation. Thanks and have a great week.